Hello guys, my name is Crazy Panda, and today I'm actually going to be doing a storyline, and it's of my favorite map, which is Mob of the Dead. It's a Black Ops 2 Zombies map. Okay, so as you guys know, there's 4 characters: Sal, Billy, Finn, and Albert. And the main character, Sal, he created a mob whom Billy, Finn, and Albert all worked for. Sal, who was the mob leader, he created the mob as a gambling, prostitution, and distribution of alcohol work thing. I don't know what to call it, or CEO thing, to earn money. And this was all active in 1922. Billy Handsome. He was the first person that got hired, and he was the muscle of the mob. And as known, dealt with enemies of the mob. So what Sal or Billy did to Sal's enemy was tortured them. And he later got accounted for 116 counts of murder. So that's a lot of counts of murders, and that's a lot of life sentences. That's at least 5 or 6 or 7. Correct me if I'm wrong. Finn, who was the second person hired, was a alcohol distributor, and he set up a store in Morgue City, which is the Black Ops 3 Zombies map, Shadows of Deep. And it's called like B&L. It's somewhere on the map. I don't have a picture to show you, but it's on there. Then he later got accounted for 16 counts of gambling fraud. Albert, aka the Weasel, was the brains. He was also the money guy, but later was caught in the middle of an LA heist. Albert wasn't the smartest guy when he was doing the work, but when he got into the prison, he came up with a plan to escape, known as the Plane. The night of 12/31/33, which is December 31st, 1933, they set out to escape, but then Sal, Finn, and Billy found out that Weasel was lying how to build the plane. So what they did was they stabbed Albert with homemade shanks that they made out of metal and rope. And later that night, Sal, Finn, and Billy were caught and never escaped Alcatraz and were executed for the murder of Albert Arlington. Then, since Arlington was dead, known as the Weasel, Sal, Finn, Billy, and Albert were all sent back in time to a satanic version of Alcatraz, known as Mob of the Dead. They tried to escape again, but got overrun and died. Then they got sent back once more, and then into their afterlife mode as ghosts, meaning they left their bodies but could always come back to it. And then they built the plane and then crashed into the Golden Gate Bridge, where is Pack-a-Punches. And that's why you see the plane crash into the side of it. And it always happens that way. But they were sent back again as another afterlife. They're just stuck in a continuous loop of death. Then they try to kill Albert as they did in reality. Sal, Finn, and Billy remembered what they did in reality, and they try to kill Albert as they did so they could end the endless loop. As they were trying to kill Albert, Albert turned into a zombie, or his afterlife, and killed Sal, Billy, and Finn to actually come back by himself and has to stay in that continuous loop. As I said, Al lied to get to the plane and escape. That was his original plan, to kill the others and leave them behind. Sal, Finn, Billy, and Albert were all sent back in time to a satanic version of Alcatraz, but never came out of it. But now we get into the boss, known as Brutus. Brutus, known as Stanley Ferguson, started his route around 9 p.m. When Stanley was doing his routes, he got to know Sal, Finn, Billy, and Al. The reason he got close was to stay out of trouble and not die by them. Because Sal was a mob leader, he created bad people. And then what he did was he stayed clear of Sal so he wouldn't die. He tried to give, or he did give, Finn newspaper so he can catch up and give him tips to win gambling, which was a bad idea. And then Billy, Ferguson just stayed away from him, tried not to make him mad, because yet again, Billy Handsome was accounted for 116 murders. And then he got along with Al, just Al was stupid enough to try to trick him every time to try to escape. But as you know, it's a different prison guard than it is in the satanic version. And when you go to the Golden Gate Bridge, you will see fireworks in the background. And that's because it's New Year's Eve of 1933 and 1934. But when they got killed by Al, Sal, Finn, Billy, which were killed, they never came out of the satanic version of Alcatraz, and neither did Al. So they're just stuck in that endless loop with Brutus, the afterlife of Ferguson, in which Ferguson continued for 8 more years in the Alcatraz prison to just keep it under control and not letting another escape happen, or attempts. He says there's at least 8 more attempts, but nothing as close as the mob was to getting it. And then after he dies, he gets stuck in the satanic version of Afterlife in Alcatraz prison, and he becomes known as Brutus. That is it for the storyline. If you guys want me to do more, I can search more, I can research them, just continue doing these things. I do thank you guys for all the support you're giving me. I love doing videos for you guys. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I would love to do one of these on Jeffrey Dahmer, or Dahmer, and because I am highly focused on crime shows right now, I'm in the middle of seasons of Criminal Minds, and now I'm focusing on videos because I got 2 days to work on them. So trying to get much more into it than I would normally, but now I'm gonna end the video here, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this clip because there's gonna be like 20 more seconds. So I highly appreciate you guys. I love you. Leave a like, please subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.